Hello students, my name is Anish Salat. I am working as assistant professor in University Institute of Hotel and Tourism Management, Punjab University, Chandigarh. Today we are going to learn the module Tobacco from the paper Food and Beverage Service. After completing this module, you will be able to understand the various types of tobacco, manufacturing process of tobacco, knowing the service of cigars and cigarettes, and know the various international brand names of cigars and cigarettes. Let us start. Tobacco is a farmed product which is obtained from the leaves of several species of genus Nicotiana and Solanaceae, the nightshade family. After aging of the leaves, the tobacco can be processed for smoking, chewing, snuffing and extraction of nicotine. Nicotine and related alkaloids of tobacco furnish the habit forming of nicotic effect, which account for general worldwide use. History of tobacco. It is believed that the Native American Indians were the first to discover tobacco. In 1492, Christopher Columbus found that they smoked it in pipes for medicinal and ceremonial purposes. Columbus brought the tobacco leaves and seeds to Europe, where farmers grew them for medicinal purpose and to relax the body. A French diplomat, Jean Nicot, introduced its use in France. Tobacco was introduced to France in 1556, Portugal in 1558, Spain 1559 and England in 1565. In the year 1612, the commercialization of tobacco was introduced in Virginia and its southern states by an American colonist, John Rolfe. Initially, tobacco was popularly mainly for pipe smoking, chewing and snuff. The popularity of cigars grew in early 1800s with the spread of bright tobacco. After the Civil War, the United States saw the growth in popularity of cigarettes. The invention of first cigarette making machine by James Buchanan in late 1800 gave the boost in the growth of cigarette sales. Smoking became popular throughout the world as it was introduced by the English in their colonies. By 1960, researchers found that smoking was injurious to health, causing lung cancer, heart diseases and other illness. Cigarette manufacturers responded to reducing the tar and nicotine content of a cigarette, but not enough to make it safe. Today, the anti-smoking movement has risen worldwide. Restaurants are obliged to declare themselves as non-smoking establishments. Those countries which are still tolerant towards tobacco permit restaurants to have separate smoking areas. Now, let us understand the manufacturing process of tobacco. The warm tropical climatic conditions and well-drained soil favor the growth of tobacco. Countries like India, Cuba, Sumatra, Jamaica and Philippines have the desired soil and temperature for the growth of tobacco plant. The total time frame from planting to shipment of tobacco is of 2 years. Manufacturing of tobacco takes place in 4 phases: planting, harvesting, curing and manufacturing. First, planting. Tobacco seeds are very small in size. They are scattered on the soil beds of a nursery. They take around 45 days to germinate into a shoot and ideal temperature required for the germination is 18 degrees Celsius. The soil should be kept moist but not wet, and care should be taken that there is no overflow of water, as it might uproot the young tobacco shoots. Within 5 to 6 weeks of attaining the height of 6 to 8 inches, the plant from the nursery will be transplanted in tobacco fields. In the field, the soil is mixed with fertilizers to give proper nutrition to the plant. To produce the desired flavors in the plant, mainly apatite is used as a fertilizer by tobacco growers, as it restricts the flow of nitrogen to the plant. Proper care is taken during the initial stage of the growth of the plant. The plants are sprayed with pesticides and the dried leaves and stems are pruned regularly. A healthy plant will yield 9 to 20 leaves with a height of 24 to 30 inches in length. Harvesting. Harvesting simply means plucking the leaves of the tobacco plant and preparing them for curing. After transplanting from the nursery, the tobacco plant is ready to be harvested within 5 to 8 weeks. Traditionally, the tobacco plant was cut with a sickle from the shoot. In 19th century, Bright Tobacco started plucking mature individual leaves of the plants. This process was known as priming. The leaves of tobacco plant matures from the ground first and later towards the tip. Thus, the tobacco farmer may have to go through a lot of priming to get a good stock of leaves. After priming, the leaves are partially dried in the field and tied in bunches and carried for curing. The tobacco required for cigarette and hookah is obtained by priming process, whereas for cigars and bidis, the plant is cut from the shoot. A tobacco harvester will often choose to opt for priming process, as it results in better yield of tobacco from the entire field. Curing. Removing moisture from tobacco leaves without affecting its aroma, color and texture is called curing. Curing of tobacco has been an important step to prepare the leaf for consumption, because a fresh tobacco leaf is difficult to light and smoke. The slow oxidation and degradation of carotenoids in tobacco leaf produces various compounds in the tobacco leaves that give cured tobacco its sweet hay, tea, rose oil or fruity aromatic flavor that contributes to the smoothness of the consumed product. There are 4 methods of curing tobacco leaves. Flue curing. This kind of curing takes place in a barn and in shades. The leaves are tied in a log of 3 by their stalks and hanged on the tiers of poles. Hollow ducts known as flues allow the heat to be pumped into the barn. The process lasts for 4 to 5 days. The leaves are then separated as firsts, seconds and lugs depending on the quality. Leaves are then spread out on the floor to ferment for 3 to 4 weeks. The tobacco obtained by this process is suitable for cigarettes. Air curing. It is a natural form of curing where the tobacco, 2 leaves facing each other, are piled on and then placed on a barn which is well ventilated. A constant temperature of 65 to 70 degrees is maintained in the barn and the humidity is controlled by the vents in the barn. If the conditions are right, the tobacco leaves should be cured in 4 to 5 days. The tobacco obtained by this type of curing is low in sugar content and high in nicotine. Fire curing. The tobacco leaves are hung in a barn and a pit is dug in between that barn. The pit is filled with smolders of hardwood which will be the source of heat for the tobacco leaves. The smoke from the smolders gives a distinctive flavor to the tobacco. Depending upon the type of tobacco, it will take 3 days to 3 weeks for curing process to be complete. Sun curing. In this type of curing, the tobacco leaves are placed directly under the sun for a month. The direct heat from the sun changes the color of the leaves from green to orange. Tobacco produced from this kind of curing has a high sugar content. Manufacturing. The next stage. Freshly cured tobacco has a bitter and sharp aroma. Therefore, to reduce the nicotine content and to develop a mild flavor in tobacco, the cured tobacco is stored in barrels for 2 to 3 years. To retain the moisture level in the leaves, water is added to the leaves at regular intervals. Flavor such as menthol, honey, etc. may also be added at this stage in case the tobacco manufacturer wants a flavor to be developed. Now let us learn the different types of tobacco that are used in tobacco industry. First, Virginia. It is the most popular type of tobacco. A full-grown plant attains the height of 39 to 51 inches and will yield 18 to 22 large harvestable leaves. This kind of tobacco is also known as bright tobacco and generally undergoes a flue curing process. During the curing, the color of leaves may vary from lemon to orange. Due to its sweet taste and high sugar level, it is used in all cigarette blends. Secondly, Burley. This is an air-cured tobacco which has a low content of sugar. It has a nice aroma and is much drier than Virginia tobacco. It has a property of absorbing the flavors from aromatic herbs. Thus, this tobacco is used to manufacture various aromatic tobacco products. It burns slowly and has a cool smoke, thus making it perfect to blend with the tobacco which burns faster. Spiced tobacco. It is not only one kind of tobacco, but a blend of rather larger types of tobacco which are used in smaller quantities to create an interesting blend. Oriental tobacco. A dry and dusty tobacco type having slightly sour aroma. Commonly cultivated in the regions of Turkey, Balkans and Russia. Are used in production of exotic cigarettes for Egypt and other Arab countries. Latakia. The most popular spiced tobacco and is grown in Cyprus. This tobacco is obtained by fire curing method. Aromatic wood and herbs are used during the curing process so that this tobacco can develop a distinctive smoky flavor. It is a strong tobacco and tends to burn and dry the mouth and throat. Perique. Grown and processed in St. James, Louisiana, this red burley type of tobacco is rare and burns very slowly. It is full-bodied. The nicotine content is very high, thus it is never smoked alone. It is cured like burley tobacco but for a shorter time and is allowed to ferment in oak barrels. Kentucky. A specially treated burley tobacco produced in Kentucky region is not as strong as Latakia and is used in limited amount because of high nicotine content. Now I will talk about cigars and cigarettes. Firstly, let us understand cigars. Cigar is a bundle of tightly rolled tobacco leaves to various lengths. They are made from the best tobacco leaves and are an expensive form of smoking. Are enjoyed around the world for their rich and complex flavors. Parts of cigar. A cigar is generally made up of three parts. Filler. The heart of any cigar, the innermost part of the cigar forms filler. The tobacco leaves from the top of the plant are used as fillers as they are rich in flavor and burn slowly. Fillers can either be long, made up of whole long leaves, or short fillers are made from cut tobacco leaves. Filler leaves will dictate the overall strength of the cigar. The cigar masters will use a blend of top, middle and lower leaves of tobacco plant to create a perfect blend and strength of cigar. Binder. A tough, coarse tobacco leaf from the middle of the plant which will hold the filler together. The binder leaves need to retain some moisture so that they are pliable. The binder compresses the filler while rolling, thus giving an even burn and a smooth surface for the wrapper. Wrapper. The outermost part of the cigar. The finest quality of leaves is used as wrappers. They have high elasticity, are smooth in appearance and have less veins in them. The wrapper leaves have good aroma and it is not necessary to have wrapper leaves from the same tobacco plant from where you get the filler or binder. The wrapper is rolled around the binder with overlapping leaf, and when finished, natural gum is applied to the seal of the cigar. The wrapper leaves are of different color and can either add sweetness or dryness to the cigar. The following are the terms used to define the color of a wrapper. Claro, donated by CCC, it is light golden brown in color with mild and smooth flavor. Colorado Claro CC, light brown to brown in color and has a full-bodied flavor. Colorado C, medium brown to reddish dark brown in color and is rich and robust in flavor. Colorado Maduro CM, dark brown in color and has aromatic and mild flavor. Maduro M, very dark reddish brown to black in color with a sweet and strong flavor. Double Claro, light green to yellow shade with mild and sweet flavor. Oscuro, black in color with full-bodied and strong flavor. Different shapes and sizes of cigars. The different lengths of cigars are measured in inches and in diameter, which is called ring gauge. The ring gauge is 64th of an inch. Traditionally, cigars were hand rolled, but due to advancement in technology, the cigars are rolled with the help of machinery nowadays. Whether hand rolled or machine rolled, there are two basic designs or shape of the cigar. The first type is parejos. Traditional cigars, which are cylindrical in shape, have an open foot, the part you light, and the closed head, the part that is cut off before putting in mouth. First type is Petit Corona, 4 inch in length, 40 to 42 inch ring gauge diameter, good for small smoke. Corona, 5 to 6 inch in length, 42 to 44 inch ring gauge diameter, popular traditional cigar. Churchill, 7 inch in length, 48 ring gauge diameter, named after Britain Prime Minister Churchill. Robusto, 5 to 5 inch, ring gauge diameter 50 inch. It is the finest Cuban cigar. Corona Garoda, 5 to 5.8 inch in length, 46 inch ring gauge diameter. It is a mellow woody flavor cigar. Double Corona, 7 to 8 inch in length, 49 to 52 inch is the ring gauge, and it has rich, smooth and creamy flavor. Pantilla, 5 to 7 inch in length, 34 to 38 inch is the ring gauge and was very popular in 1990. Lonsdale, 6 inch in length, 42 to 44 inch gauge in diameter and is thicker than Pantilla, longer than Corona. The second type is Figueroadas. These are irregular shaped cigars which are more exotic and can have shapes like pyramid, rope, torpedo, etc. Pyramid, 6 to 7 inch in length, 52 to 54 inch is ring gauge. It has a broad open foot and has a tapering close head. Bellicoso, 5 to 5 inch in length, 50 inch in ring gauge, short pyramid shape with more round head. Torpedo, 6 inch in length, 52 inch in gauge diameter. It is pointed at head, closed at foot and bulge in middle. Perfecto, 4 to 9 inch in length, 38 to 48 gauge diameter, closed at both ends with bulge in midsection. Culebras, 5 to 6 inch in length, 38 inch in gauge diameter, 3 long thin cigars braided together. Diademas, 8 inch in length, 40 to 52 inch in gauge diameter. It is the monster size cigar with round head and open foot. Storage of cigars. Cigars are very sensitive to temperature variance. If not stored properly, they can get spoiled. They should be stored at cool and dry place. The ideal temperature for the storage of cigar is 15 to 18 degrees Celsius and humidity level must be at 65 to 70%. Special storage boxes made of cedar wood, also known as humidors, are used for the storage of cigars. Humidors are airtight and lined with damp cloth to maintain the humidity and also have different sections to store different types of cigars. Judging a cigar. The difference between a good and mild cigar can be done by the type of ash it produces when smoked. A good cigar will produce a firm greyish ash, whereas a mild cigar will produce white ash and a stronger cigar will produce black ash. Cutting of cigar. To allow the smoke to pass through the cigars, a specific cut is given on the head of the cigar. The cut should be neat, smooth and not very large. According to the choice of the guest, the following cuts can be made on the cigar. Guillotine cut. Made by the guillotine cigar cutter, which might have a single blade or double blade. By inserting the cigar head in the cutter, a straight cut is made across the head of the cigar. V-cut. This type of cut makes a wedge shape at the head of the cigar. This kind of cut allows the proper air circulation as they penetrate deeper than the straight cutters. Punch. A punch is cylindrical equipment with a cylindrical blade at its tip. The punch is placed at the head of the cigar and moved in a circular motion, so that a small hole can be made on the head of the cigar. Service of cigars. The cigars are presented to the guest on a service cabinet or in their own box from the left hand side. The trolley should be equipped with cigar cutters, matches and side plates way before the service starts. The server needs to follow the following steps while service of cigars. Get a clean ashtray and place the same on the dinner table. From the left hand side, present the cigar box to the guest and let him choose his cigar. Remove the selected cigar from the humidor in such a way that the fingernails do not touch the wrapper. Ask the guest the choice of cut he would prefer on the cigar. Take the cigar to the sideboard and make the desired cut. Tap the cut cigar over the side plate to remove any unwanted or extra tiny particles. The cut cigar must be presented on a quarter plate from the left hand side to the guests. Light the cigar by using a matchstick. Some of the international brand names of cigars are American, Robert Burns, Pantela Corona, White Owl Rangers, Invincible, Pantela Perfecto, Brazil, Suerdec, Cuara de Cuba, Vigilantes, Danish, Apostolado Grand Corona 140 mm, Bellona Small Pantela 113 mm, Romeo Juliet, Churchill's, Romeo number 1, 2, 3 and Montecristo. Holland, Honfar, Ambassador, Cuba, Cuban Havana. Jamaican, La Tropical Deluxe, Deptomate, Cuba, Bolivar, Full Flavor, Cuba, medium to full flavor. Now let us study about cigarettes. French termed cigarettes as small cigars. These are cylindrical tobacco products in which the finely cut tobacco leaves are machine rolled in special cigarette paper which burns slowly. The cigarette paper is made up of non-wood plant fibers from flax, hemp, sisal, rice straw. Most of the cigarettes have filters at the end so that they could collect the impurities in the tobacco and make the smoke mellow to inhale. A cigarette is distinguished from a cigar by its smaller size, use of processed leaf and paper wrapping, which is normally white, though other colors are occasionally available. Cigars are typically composed entirely of whole leaf tobacco. Most modern manufactured cigarettes are filtered and include reconstituted tobacco and other additives. Cigarettes are sometimes smoked with a cigarette holder. Manufacturing process of cigarettes. The fermented tobacco is shredded by the machines and the impurities are extracted from the tobacco. This tobacco is further fermented for 2 more days and adequate moisture is maintained in the tobacco. The cigarette paper is unrolled from large discs and is fed into cigarette making machines. The paper meets the tobacco in this machine and it is rolled lengthwise, glued where the paper meets. These rolled cigarettes further meets the revolving knives which cut the cigarettes into the desired shapes. The cigarettes are allowed to rest before packaging. Service of cigarettes. In hotels, loose cigarettes are not sold. Thus, it is the responsibility of the server to inform the guest that only full pack will be available. The server will follow the following steps for service of cigarettes. Ask for the brand that is preferred by the guest. Get a fresh pack and remove the cellophane wrapper from the cigarette box. Open the box and remove the foil from the inside. On the B&B plate, keep the cigarette box and present the same to the guest from left hand side. To light the cigarette, strike the matchstick toward yourself and bring it closer to the cigarette. At last, I would like to summarize by saying that tobacco manufacturing is an art in itself, as from production to processing, the total time is 2 to 3 years. Although use of tobacco products has proved fatal to health of human beings, its consumption and production has been carried out since ages. Various blends types of tobacco leaves are used in preparation of cigars and cigarettes. In hotel industry, various international brands of cigars and cigarettes are served to the guest with elegance and style. Therefore, it is important for the service staff to have the complete knowledge of tobacco and its various products. Thank you.